Hey everybody. How's everyone doing this evening? We are barely holding it together. And by barely holding it together, I'm not anymore. We're just, I just don't really know what to do. One of those situations, guys. One of those situations. So, yeah. So, today we threw caution to the wind and we tried to get Roxy some help. And there just really is none. There's nothing. And I like legitimately just like yeah, we don't have any options. So tomorrow will be 3 days with my dog not eating anything. And I can't go to a fourth day, unfortunately. Yeah. So Roxy can't even leave this motel. So yeah, she makes it out to the front to go pee, and she immediately looks up at me, and yeah, so that means that when we check out tomorrow, I'm sleeping outside tomorrow night. I don't can't sleep. I have to get her help. This is like hands down one of the most impossible situations. Um, but yeah, this other place that I've been to before, it's actually the closest place to me. Um, they're closed. Um, so my only option is Project Street Med. That's the only option available to me. I called my vet. Just the exam, which she just had an exam on Friday. Just the exam is $125. That's insane. Her exam was like 70, 75 bucks the last time I took her before we were homeless. So, yeah. Um, as things currently stand, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Um, but this could be it for Roxy. I don't know what to do. So, and then yeah, we made phone calls all day, and I emailed some things. There were some things from last week with regards to resources that I might be able to get from the city that I followed up on. Exchanged some emails with some mental health folks. My last meal was yesterday. I had a Lunchable. That's about it. So, yeah. This is. I think this is gonna be kind of the end here, for possibly for both of us. there's just nothing. No one wants to make it a priority. No one cares. Even the people working in homeless resources, they just like, they're so overwhelmed. They're so overwhelmed. There's so many people, and they just like, all they can really do is say hi for 5 minutes and then move on to the next person. So, like, the reality is, there have been a lot of people that could have helped. I had a friend who had a spare room when I first became homeless, and I asked him, and he said no. I had one friend with one spare room, I want to be clear. It was like, I had a lot of options, but I've been reminded a lot the last 3, 4, 5 weeks that this is a life and death situation, and I'm doing my best this year, but no TikTok anymore, and there's nothing I can do to fix that. There's absolutely nothing I can do to fix that. So we don't have the community there. Most people just don't really want to hang out over here, and I kind of get it. It's different. It's a different vibe, but a lot of people got chased away. I've spent so much time the last 2 or 3 months getting yelled and screamed at in my Instagram DMs by so many people. People know that I don't respond to TikTok, so I just, yeah, this might be it. I just don't have any options or any tools at my disposal. Like, we're stuck waiting for Project Street Vet. So I just don't have any other options. But she won't eat. She won't eat at all. She spends most of her day crying. I have to wipe some tears out of her face every 3 or 4 hours. And spent the better part of my afternoon and evening pretty upset. This is supposed to be like a first world country. You know how much money I've paid in taxes since I was a teenager, going back to me working? And my dog is gonna die. Me not too long after, simply because no one cares anymore. Yeah, pretty much, Julia. So, yeah, I got nothing, guys. She literally cannot move, and she won't eat. I don't have any pain medication, nor can I get any pain medication. Most of the pain medications that we would be able to get over the counter anyway are oral, and she won't eat. So, yeah, I started working on this at 9:05, 9:06. Pretty much spent my whole day on it, and we got nowhere. So, and I've asked for help from the folks that I would normally ask for help from last week. So we're just, this legitimately is what it is, guys. I got no options available to me. And if I take her to a vet, they're going to want to perform the operation. And like, I don't, I got nothing. I got nothing. This is legitimately where we're at, I think, with this whole situation. I was not planning on this being a very long live. I've been feeling my gut instinct tells me that we're probably not going to make it through this, and it's felt that way now for about 2.5 months. Um, huge part of it's on me. I didn't want to be a leader, and when you don't want to lead your community, someone else in the community will take the initiative, and a lot of people got chased away. We developed some really bad habits, and I just didn't speak up or say anything. And on the occasions when I did, I just wasn't being heard. And like, this is the reality of it, that whenever you're building a community, whenever you're putting yourself online, and people kind of connect with you a little bit, like, there's always people that don't really want you to grow. Um, and I wasn't paying close enough attention to that. So I'm fixing it way too late. I'm fixing it at a time. I can't, we can't go back to doing that kind of stuff on the live anymore. We got to keep it about the story. So, and this is just what it is. No one wants to hire someone who's homeless, because then you're hiring someone who's homeless. Like, how the fuck are they going to do their job? You don't get housing. You don't get interim housing. You don't get anything. Nothing. There's nothing for you if you get a job. And employers know that. I think they're very well aware. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is definitely that time. I think this is we're kind of getting to the end of the road here. There just aren't options for homeless folks. I could have possibly put myself in a better situation by obviously protecting my vehicle and not trying to pay all the bills, pay what I could. That was a mistake on my part, but yeah, texting someone earlier this morning, it's kind of like, I really did put on a really brave face for you guys. This really is that fucking scary. When I sleep outside, it is not fun. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have any way to help my dog tomorrow, and she straight up just cannot move. Period. She's down. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. I really don't. I won't make it very long if once she's gone. It's just not gonna happen. It's kind of funny because on Friday when I went to Project Street Vet, I thought, like, man, maybe this is perfect timing. Like, I requested some help earlier in the week. We were getting the help. It's like, man, maybe this is like, we could have maybe done something like a few months ago, but Project Street Vet only comes out like once a quarter. Maybe we could have done something different about Roxy, but like, the reality is, like, this is the first date that came up. We were here. We got her checked out. Just shit luck. Just some shit luck. We're good on the leg. If she can keep on eating and kind of moving around a little bit, we were good on the leg. But if she can't eat, so yeah, long story short, we're just stuck waiting for Project Street Vet. They're kind of the only way that, I mean, it's a major operation. They're not going to find a vet first day or two. It's not like major operation, but like, it's normally an operation that a vet would be charging several $1,000s for, probably. Just the anesthesia alone would be $800, $900, I think. It's so expensive these days. I will open up a little bit about some things that I've been thinking about while I have, while I've been sleeping outside lately. Sleeping outside is really, really hard. I think one of my biggest regrets is, oh man, what did I just do? I can't see my chat. One sec, guys. There we go. I think one of the regrets I have when it comes to content creation is kind of making it look like it was a walk in the park, because it really isn't. It is like the longest night you will ever have in your life. One night. Yeah, intestinal blockage. Yeah, Heredorial. So like, if they would have just sent us home with some pain meds or something, I think on Friday she'd be eaten. But yeah, they gave us nothing. Just those two things, and none of those were for pain. Um, I don't know. I'm just thinking a lot more about the people that I've had in my life, and like, I know that this is supposed to be your kind of isolation phase, your secluded phase. It's a part of that whole thing. But I've been thinking a lot about just like, and I've shared this in the past, but I'm gonna reiterate it. Just like, man, I really feel like I do a lot for the people that are like in my life. Um, we don't need to go into the nitty gritty of everything, but the one example I use regularly is a fun example. When I worked for the Utah Jazz, my season tickets were not free, they were a taxable benefit. The value of the season tickets were tacked on to what I earned every year, and I had to pay taxes on that. I had to work all of the games. I didn't get to use those seats. Didn't provide me any benefit. But like my family, like friends, everybody, they all had free reign pretty much to come and take them whenever they wanted to. Obviously I'm paying for them. I want you guys to use them. Um, no one had a problem taking the tickets. No one would stick around to like go grab a beer after the game. And like normally I stay around like 2 or 3 hours after the game ends. But like, if I have friends that want to go grab a drink, like, let me talk to my supervisors and see if the manager can cut out early. Like, work something out. I got directors there too, so my bosses would be happy to probably have stepped in, and that's just like not the case. And we're in this situation where, I don't know. I think it's one of those situations where I don't think what has happened in the family should probably matter. It's like that serious of a situation. Um, I know my mom pops her head in here every once in a while. She has an incognito account that she never really speaks from. She's never chatted from it. And I'm aware that she pops her head in and out and remains that way. And it's very interesting because I'd accept their help. We just gotta have a couple of conversations first. And so instead of any of the people that have been in my life historically that claim that they care about me or claim that they love me, they're doing the selfish thing by they're getting their updates because they can just come in here all incognito and check in on me. And they say nothing, or they pretend to be somebody else, obviously. And the only reason you would do that is to hold it over someone's head later. Like, that's the only reason you would do that. Like, I've been over and over and over this in counseling because, like, there was also an account over the summer that I thought was my ex-wife's, and then when I first started, there was an account that I thought was my sister's, and they very well could have all three somehow made their way through. I don't know. I'm trying really hard not to think too hard about it, but there's just some people that are just like, it's crazy obvious. And like, there's some accounts, like, when you do, like, I don't think people realize that no one short texts anymore. And like, with all my security training and my interrogation trainings that I've been to, and the conferences and security teams that I've worked with and stuff, like, I can tell that shit like from a mile away. Like, we only short text because we had like the 10 key, like, little key thing on our flip phones. The vast majority of just cell phone users just don't do that anymore. So it's like one of the most common ways to pin down just who's trying to hide their identity. Um, But yeah, everyone's aware. My ex-wife's aware. Parents are aware. My uncle seemed interested in like coordinating some kind of reunion or something, but he like doesn't get it. Like, and you guys gotta also realize I never have spoken out against the Mormon Church publicly before I started making content. So that's like a huge step I took since we've all last hung out. But yeah, like, is there probably more context needed to the way that my mother views me? Yeah, probably, and I'm sure that she could probably provide some more insight. Um, but the reality is um, your kid can tell. You got a kid that can tell when you're lying, mom, and this kind of applies to the ex-wife as well. Um, you can either have a relationship with your son and just have an honest relationship, or you can continue to play narcissistic games by hiding behind a username or pretending to be someone else or whatever it may be. But like all it does is validate my point that I just got to get away from the narcissism. I don't do well around it. It's like one of the two or three behavioral archetypes that I just really struggle with and really causes me just a significant amount of just it actually causes me some physical pain. It is just really, really hard because like you're lying and I know you're lying and you're lying to yourself even. Like why are you like it's so challenging for me. And I think that's a part of getting healthy is learning how to deal with that because there is a lot of narcissism in the country now. Um, but yeah, everyone's aware. But my uncle just like doesn't get it. Like yeah, so like I asked him, he's in Bakersfield, and like we're not close or anything, but I was like, like literally, I'm in a life and death situation. This is that type of scenario. You know, I got multiple drug tests I've taken. If that's what you're concerned about, the only thing in my system is stuff that I'm prescribed. So, though I do have a IPA that's been rolling around in my Aldi bag for like 5 weeks now. I just told myself I would crack it next time we had a W, and we haven't had a win really in a minute. I mean, I guess we had a win this weekend with the content creation announcements, the top 20 with Mama Rivals, but I've been dealing with my dog. I don't really want to. But yeah, like, yeah, I asked my ex if she would take her, and she said no. Well, she didn't say anything. She just ghosted me. And here's the reality: she could have me blocked. She could be in a relationship with somebody, and that person just doesn't want her to dabble in anything to have to do with her past, and that's totally understandable. It could be a number of reasons. But yeah, no one wanted to help. Like I said, I have friends on my baseball team. These were friends that I was hanging out with on a weekly basis and that kind of thing. Like I was like, these are my buddies. He had a spare room. He didn't want to help. So like, I've been thinking a lot about that, and it's been making me think like, why did I spend most of my life doing all these things for people that I loved if they wouldn't reciprocate that love when the time really mattered? And it's not like I'm over here like come get me an apartment for a year or anything like that. I'm like over here just like, yo, can you be here when I really need you? And I think you're seeing right now, like, my parents are fully aware. Well, my mom and my stepdad are fully aware. But it requires them facing some things that they just don't want to face. And so they're willing to, like, she's like legitimately willing to allow her kid to die on the street in the cold than to have maybe two or three challenging conversations, therapeutic and beneficial conversations that I think with my personality type would possibly most likely lead to a positive outcome. But I just can't do it with people that can't take accountability. And that's all my ex-wife needed to do. There was such a long period of time where I knew exactly what had happened in the background with my ex-wife. And all my ex-wife needed to do was take some accountability and some responsibility. I just wanted to see that she had grown from her previous time that she had been unfaithful to me. And that never happened either. So, but yeah, and I've already shared this, but yeah, she had my ex-wife had an opportunity to do the right thing a few months ago. Um, where is that? I didn't delete it. Where is that message? I'm not, obviously. Or maybe I did remove it. I know I blocked the individual. I screenshot it though, so it's okay. But basically, yeah, the ex had found out. I have a screenshot somewhere of my photos. The ex had found out that Roxy was at animal control, and instead of reaching out to me directly like an adult, she had a friend reach out. Like, are we 15? Like, this was your dog too. Like, way to show how much you really don't give a fuck. Because the reality is, if it was either of our cats, I would be there. She has an appointment this week for one of our cats. I'm not going down. Obviously, I'm stuck down here. I'm homeless. But like, if there was something my cat needed, I would do. I love them both. I cared about them both. I miss them both. I wish they were both a part of my life, and they're not. And it really, really sucked too with Luna because I had only got a year with Luna. I would have liked a lot more time with Luna. But yeah, talking about accountability, like I could easily be coming up here and being like, oh man, like screw this person and screw this person. But no, I legitimately think when you look at my content and you look into my live streams and you take time to like, get to know me and ask follow-up questions, like, yo, like I said earlier in this live too, I should have probably prioritized my car. My car would be paid off by now. I'd be homeless in a car, but my car would be paid off and my dog and I could at least not freeze to death on the sidewalk. And that's on me. I was just trying to pay what I could when I could. When I had money for rent, I paid my rent. You know what I should have done when I had money for rent? I should have caught up all the way up on my car payment, and then I should have paid what I could in rent. That's what I should have done. But I've never been like poor like that before. I've never been able to not pay my bills. So, huge life lesson there. You live and learn, but I was at the time I was like, I need to be housed. Like if I lose the car, but I can all of a sudden fix the income issue, at least I stayed housed. Like that was my mindset, and at least I have a home. We can get a new car down the road. And at the time, that was my mindset. And looking back, that was probably not the right decision. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. And like I said, I know I've insinuated that there's some accountability need to be taken regarding TikTok and my ability to go over there regarding the X. But the reality is, the only mountain that there is to continue climbing with TikTok is to take the instructions that have been provided to us and to actually go through the effort to reach out and talk to TikTok human resources. And I don't know why in the world I would need to do that, but I do know that if there's an account that was on my account that shouldn't have been on my account, nothing good happens for anybody. So there was nothing else to do. Every live was getting pinged, and it's just tough, man. I really thought that I could kind of keep my mental up. I really thought that if I just stayed focused on sharing the story, that people would find it interesting. And I think a lot of people did for a while. It's crazy. I'm still not at 18 months. We're 10 days away from 18 months. And they still, whenever I go to the multi-service center, whenever I'm talking with them, they're like, oh, you've only been homeless a year and a half, or oh, this is just your first time being homeless. And it's like, it's so discouraging when you hear that. It's yeah. But yes, as regards to like my family and stuff, yeah, life and death situation, and we got no problem taking all the benefits that I have to provide and offer in this world. But yeah, yeah, and hopefully I can share maybe a few more things in the time to come. I'm hoping maybe some miracle comes out of nowhere. Like Project Street Vet reaches out to me first thing in the morning maybe and tells me that we can get her in somewhere. Like anything. Because everything's paid for, guys. Everything is going to be paid for. I just need her to stay eating. Um, so that's all she needs to do pretty much, is hang on. Um, so here's the big thing. Is the help really free? Yes. All veterinary care supplies and outreach services provided by Project Street Vet are completely free to those we serve, including medications, vaccinations, and other basic needs. Donations from supporters make this possible. It's a fully funded nonprofit, so she just needs to hang on until they can book her. We just need her to hang on. I'm homeless. I'm like, unfortunately, money speaks. And money is the one resource right now I don't have. So I don't really know what we're gonna do, but I'm also not eating. I have not eaten in quite some time. This was my last meal. I had a Lunchable earlier today. I had a Lunchable yesterday too. I tried to go to McDonald's yesterday to get myself something. I usually just do the chicken meal deal, guys. It's not that crazy unhealthy, and it's the cheapest way to eat. It's not that far. It's like maybe half a mile. It's the closest McDonald's we've had to us since Oceanside. She's made it there before. She made it. She can only make it to the grassy spot, and then she looks up at me because she just wants to come in, and I have to carry her up and down the stairs. She can't make it up the stairs. This started yesterday. So yesterday and today, anytime we go outside, I'm carrying her up and down the stairs. So the closest thing to I'm gonna pull this up on not on my phone. I'm gonna pull this up on the computer. The closest cheap, affordable food place here is Little Caesars. This is the closest Little Caesars to where I used to live. It is not on my computer yet. It has not been synced. This was the pizza that they gave me. I don't know if we can call that pizza. But Little Caesars needs to step their shit up right the fuck now. This again is the Little Caesars that was closest to my apartment in Long Beach. So I have been here before, and this reputation of being just a shit spot is known, but she cannot make it anywhere. So I haven't really been able to eat. Yeah. On top of all this, I am doing a very emotional therapist transfer right now, so I'm like trying to handle that as best as I can. But yeah, Roxy is just yeah. What doesn't make sense to me is that leg is burst before on us. In fact, it's bled pretty good. I wonder if it's the ointment. She ate Saturday morning before I put the ointment on her leg. Didn't eat after I put the ointment on her leg. I put the ointment on her leg after she ate on Saturday, Sunday morning, and this morning. She's not licking it. I've been super, super on that. She hasn't licked it. She hasn't thrown up. She probably would have thrown up if she had licked it. See, that's the thing. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be causing her any pain. It's the same thing as like Neosporin, triple antibiotic ointment. Like it's the exact same thing, just stronger and specifically made for dogs. That's all it really is. It should be making her feel better. Yeah. I was trying to see like what exactly it does, but I need the instructions, and they kind of stickered the instructions like probably over the explanation somehow. We've used this before on things. I mean, dogs get hurt. It happens, you know. But yeah, I am. I can't remember the last time I was this scared. That's why it's not a big deal that I'm not eating. I've pretty much just been throwing up yesterday and today, so. It was just wild to me, man. Like, fully developed country. I've been paying taxes since I was a minor. You got no problem taking my tax dollars, and all you had to do was just have like a little bit of a nice situation for someone like me for a few short months, and everything would have been gravy. Oh yeah, and I will say that's another mistake that I made. I mean, I was homeless for like 5, 6, 7 weeks, and I still believed in the dream that we were all sold. I was sitting on that goddamn park bench, you guys, making those cold calls, and I was like, yep, I'm gonna work my way out of this because I'm a fucking American, and that's what we do. I still believed in the mirage. That's a huge, huge shame on me, I think, aspect of this. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of there's a lot of external stuff that obviously played into me being here. But I'm really big on just take the accountability for what it is. But yeah, the family doesn't really want to help. Clearly, they're aware. They're very aware. No one could ever say that this person who is your kid, you only had two of them, was on the internet and you had no idea or didn't get any updates or didn't hear anything. Also, I sent them a message before I was on this. So, but yeah, same with the ex-wife. She ignored it. I didn't ask her for anything other than take the dog. But I think as I go by and as we've talked about it in my appointments and stuff like that, like as I've learned more about narcissism, I think I've just learned that sometimes people are that embarrassed about the things that have gone on in their life. Our current president is look at what he's doing to hide the things that he's done in his life. He's sending our country to war because he's so ashamed of his past. So like the reality is, man, like I had to accept this like a few months ago. Like there's a harsh truth to the fact that my ex-wife is kind of very hopeful that I do succumb out here. I'm the only one, me and another friend are the only ones that have like the information about her infidelity, and I'm the only one that has, you know, the Furbo um, ring camera stuff, but like I shared like the credit card statement with my friend and like my counselor and stuff, and I mean, I shared the messages and stuff because I was paying the AT&T bill. If that was your ex's situation, you scoop up the pet so fast, yeah. I mean, honestly, like low key, like I'm not like always the nicest person. I feel like I'm a pretty nice guy, pretty easygoing. Most when I was easygoing. Um, I don't know, man. Like I'm the one that gets cheated on. I'm the one that has to leave. I'm the one that has to like lose my family and lose all these things that I work very hard for in my life. And I was willing to put in the work on my end at least to try to fix them. And it just kind of sucks that like this is the extent to a certain degree that this person will go to try to hide their shame. This person also owes me money. The money that this person owes me could resolve our issue with the dog and get me into a van in the next like week and a half, 2 weeks. So, yeah. The biggest reason I want to save my dog, guys, is just she's the only one that's never sold me out. Got my childhood best friend that's never sold me out. I got a couple of buddies from my early 20s out in Utah that are doing their own thing in life that have never sold me out, and then I got my dog. It's really just my dog. When I say friends, I mean we don't talk all that much or anything like that anymore. And they did the atypical, let me send you a few bucks, but I wish you the best. And I appreciated that. It meant a lot. But I also appreciate having the friends that I was hoping to rely on be there for me. So, yeah. It's, like I said, hopefully some kind of sort of miracle comes out, something works out. I don't really know what my plan is tomorrow. I was, for those that are in the community, been in the community a while, I was messaging Alicia earlier today because she is a vet tech, and I was just like, how long can we really go? Because she is drinking. Roxy is drinking. Um, so I was kind of just double checking like what I googled earlier, and we were kind of talking back and forth. So she kind of gave me maybe the suggestion if I can get my hands on maybe some wet dog food, maybe that might work for Roxy. Maybe she just doesn't want to do the kibble because she is drinking water. Um, but I held that dog close last night and today for a pretty good stretch. I just yeah. I was willing to give her up for a little while when I first became homeless, if it meant, getting us back on the right track. But after 4, 5, 6 months, I didn't want to lose her. And now it's really not looking that great, guys. Um, I've really not been doing great today. It's not an exaggeration when I say she's kind of the only reason I'm living. Um, it just really isn't a lot. The things that I used to enjoy in life, my ex-wife really dug in deep emotionally to all I got is my dog that I love. So, um, we're gonna do our best this tomorrow. We always do, guys. But tough situation with her health. Very tough situation. So, do you want to come say hi for a moment? Say hi to your friends. We gotta change your bandage after this live, honey. Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Wanna step up here and say hi? Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, you got it. You got it. Oh, there you go. How we doing? Wanna come over here? Roxy? Come here. Come here, honey. Oh, kiddo. Oh, oh. You okay? Oh. Yeah, this is where we're at, guys. Wanna get some water, honey? You lay down again? You okay? Hi, honey. Oh, kiddo. You can lay down. Yeah, you can lay down. It's okay. Go ahead. Yeah, she's just really lethargic. She doesn't really. Come here. Come here, baby. Yeah. Get some water? Get some water? I'm gonna try to just see if I can get her to drink something. Roxy, get some water? Oh, kiddo. You okay? Get some water, kiddo. Where are we going? Where are we going, Roxy? Some water? Might get some water here. Maybe? Yeah, there we go, guys. You okay, honey? I've tried a couple things, Aradorio, already. It's not gone well. I've tried throwing like some kibble in there and maybe seeing if it soaks it up, gets it wet. Nothing's really helped. Want some food? Want some yummies? Yeah, I've tried giving her, I mean, even a treat would be better than just nothing. So, but this also means she's gonna want to go to the bathroom. So, that's gonna be tough. I mean, maybe possibly, but I'm syringe. Where are you going, honey? Come over here. Yeah. You're also getting older, I know. But if you look, she's just been crying. She's crying too. I gotta wipe her eyes every few minutes. Come here, kiddo. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, baby. Come here. You got it. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, she's just laying there, just crying. Come here. I got you. And like that was the one thing I did share with Alicia when I was asking just some questions earlier about the food thing. Like even if they had given us some pain meds on Friday when we were at Project Street Vet, it would have been oral, and she's just simply not eating anything right now, so it wouldn't have probably fixed our problem anyway. But yeah, it's I don't know what to do. She was able to get to there's like a park area not too far from here. She was able to get over there on Saturday and Sunday morning, and she couldn't get there today. She couldn't even get around the corner of the block. I had to immediately turn around. So it's just like all this culminating at just, yeah, it's a lot. So I'm gonna kind of gauge. I haven't done anything for myself or anything today, but like I'm obviously stressing about my dog. I'm not sleeping in it. I'm like watching. Like I just don't want her to lick that leg. It is also immensely smaller than it was. It's easily half the size as it was last week. So, um, but I may try to get a rival stream in. Just trying to stay on top of my thing. It would just be for a short while later on tonight. But I need to take her downstairs, which requires me to carry her. I make her walk to the grassy area, and for the most part, she can kind of make it back. But I gotta carry her up and down the stairs. So we're probably gonna go night 3 with her sleeping on my chest. What's funny is she will not sleep on my chest in real life, but like I feel like I'm losing her, so like obviously Daddy's gonna keep her close. And last night, and then pretty much this afternoon and today when we were taking breaks from calling people, she mostly cooperated. I think I got a photo up on Instagram today too. So, but it's kind of funny. Like I know that severe pain can obviously cause loss in appetite even in humans, but it's yeah, it's just tough watching your dog put herself in a worse situation. I know it's not a real word, but and I know she's hurting. It's not her fault, but a little bit of kibble here would go a really long way, though. Daddy's got the nasty, goop, bloody gunkness. Like I got the nasty part. Her job is just to be chill. Drink some food, drink some water, eat some food, have a couple of treats here and there. So. Okay, girl. Yeah, I'll give it a shot, I guess. Yeah. Try something. But yeah, this is tough. This is really tough. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna take her downstairs. Let her use the restroom. We'll see what my night is. I obviously, I think my other things. Like the reality is, if I was like living a normal life, 9 to 5 job, I'd probably just be taking time off now anyway. But that's just like obviously not an option. But yeah, the challenging part about this is it's really just Project Street Vet, which is cool, and it's great that we have that program here. There's in a few other areas too. Put your cat with these. I'm at the Motel 6 in Long Beach. I don't mind people knowing where I'm at when I'm here because this is my city, this is my town, and I know a number of police officers, including 2 police officers who are checking on me at the park. One of them was doing their nightly patrol, and I was heaving into a bush when he was driving by with his spotlight on, so fortunately it benefits you when you are homeless in the city of Long Beach to have your homeless certificate on file with the city. Dude straight up looked me up and he's like, okay, yeah, you're homeless. Are you sure you're okay? And we talked for a few minutes, and then he decided to bring me a water and a Gatorade the next day. I also had somebody in my time of need really come through for me. And this is really funny and really interesting. I tried ordering some supplies, you know, these types of things. And I have a lot of these now. A lot. And these, I have a lot of these too. But I didn't on Friday when we got back from Project Street Vet, and they didn't give us very much. So I ordered some, and I was sharing the story with someone yesterday. I had a really hard time finding 4x4 gauze. Large gauze pads. Just your standard in every first aid kit in America kind of situation. I had a hard time finding these. All we could find was this. And these are 3x3. And this wound is like exactly 3x3. So I needed the 4x4 so I can make sure to go around everything. And I tried multiple stores and no one had it. And so one of the Uber driver that ultimately ended up bringing me my order of medical wrap that someone had helped me get, was a Husky owner. She actually was able to help me. She went back to her home, logged off of Uber, went back to her home, got 3 or 4 4x4 gauze pads from her first aid kit, and came back to us so that we could wrap Roxy's leg. And we talked for a little bit. She was really nice. I really appreciated the help. It is like so rare to find people that will do something like that for a homeless person. And then we said our farewells, and then she left, and then it takes us a really long time to get anywhere. So about 20 minutes later, when we were just about leaving the park to start kind of getting, it took us over 2.5 hours to get here. It's the same distance walk we've been doing this whole time. She had returned and she wanted to give me some gift cards. So what's interesting is an In-N-Out gift card and a Panera gift card, and I love both of these places, and I'm near-ish an In-N-Out. Roxy should be able to make it to an In-N-Out, and she can't. So I can't get myself any food. Yeah. Trying to put some positive energy out there. Oh, and on top of this, I'm supposed to be getting a daily vitamin. I promised the nurse on last week that I would do that, and I haven't done that. So it's tough. And think a lot about that phrase, greed will destroy us all. And what's crazy is I certainly want my small little sliver of the pie. I don't want much in comparison to what I think a lot of people in this world want. But it's wild to see the level of excess greed out there in the world right now, and the way that it impacts situations like this. Like, there are legitimate human beings, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, make the argument Zuck's probably got enough cash. They could legitimately come into most of the developed countries in the world and say we were going to end homelessness, and they could do it. And if they did it together, it would make very little impact on their personal financial situation. If one of them did it on their own, yeah, it would, but they single-handedly have the power to end not just homelessness. I think that Elon Musk has enough billions that he could end poverty in the world. He chooses not to. They choose not to. And what's crazy is you're talking to a person who, I'm not even asking for like a handout or anything. I'm just looking for an opportunity. Yeah. Tough week, tough situation, yeah. Okay, girl, could we message on the side about that? I don't want to have those in the chats anymore, please. If that's okay, please. I'm about to wrap up here. I gotta fucking take Roxy downstairs. The reality is she is a little bit lighter. Doesn't really make me feel any better though. I hope they do too. I don't think they will. I mean, like I said, this isn't like, hey, we need to get you in for just like 10 minutes with somebody to, have them just check in on something for your dog. This is like, hey, we need to get your dog some scans, some imaging, and then we need to get your dog on an operating table. So it does count as a medical emergency. Life-threatening condition, breathing, ongoing vomiting. So, already checked that. So it did say 3 to 5 business days when I submitted the follow-up, but what's crazy is I do have the exam paperwork from Friday too, and I name dropped in my app today. I name dropped I name dropped the vet that assisted us. Yeah, I name dropped her, so. But I found out while I was doing this process today that it's the Project Street vet from Los Angeles. We don't have a dedicated one in Long Beach, which is probably why we only get to see them, probably every couple of months. So, and for anyone that wants to know more, because I do think that it's pretty cool, I really hope they can help me. One sec, guys. Sorry, I've been talking a long time. Where are the service cities? Just show me the service cities. Oh, there we go, where we serve. So, Project Street Vet. So pretty much all of SoCal with San Diego. They handle Orange County too. They got Los Angeles, Long Beach, Orange, and Riverside and San Diego counties, but they're like, yeah, fuck San Bernardino County. That's actually kind of funny. Atlanta, Orlando, Webster, Florida, and New York City. So if you live in any of those areas, you have a Project Street Vet for your homeless folks. And I read their fine print. You can only use them if you're homeless. So, thanks guys for coming and hanging out. I'm gonna tend to the pup and yeah. Wish me luck. Trying to keep my head up. And it really, really is not her fault. It really isn't. It's just it's life. So, thanks again, guys. Appreciate all the words of encouragement and support. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll catch up with you guys a little later. Take care. Bye, guys. Bye, Julia.